Hi, thanks for tuning in to my official YouTube channel. I am Reverend MeeLing, also known as Reverend Susan MeeLing, Lady MeeLing, Lady Dori, Belle. I've been known by a few names. So I just saw a sign, and it had to do with a name, Jen. There's this one Jennifer I knew. Her name was Jennifer White. She had moved, I don't remember from where, but had started going to Old Tenet Presbyterian Church. We did not get along at all. Not at any point in time. She moved in and she started going to Sunday school whenever she started going to Sunday school. And the epitome of having everybody wrapped around her little finger because, you know, blonde, blue eyes, you know, long hair, accustomed to getting her way. And she was a natural blonde on top of that, which in New Jersey, a natural blonde in comparison to the ones that get their hair frosted and bleached and all, she's a natural blonde. Naturally spoiled, backstabbing, the epitome of that type of female that I just could never get along with. There are plenty of females I could get along with. Jennifer White, I could not get along with her. I could never find anything that was worthwhile. And she didn't like that. First off, because I wouldn't kowtow to her, like at all. She would say something, and I'd look at her and go, okay, is that all you got? And she would get offended because she'd call me all sorts of names, and it was like, yeah, however, you're not my biological mother or my biological father or my biological sister. And I grew up hearing those names. You're just some random female who just started going to Old Tenet Presbyterian Church. Are you kidding me? Really? You think you're going to offend me? And I don't even know you? Like, I'm not related to you. I don't have, like, a background with you. Nothing. And you want to start off getting to know me by having an attitude. And there were quite a few people at Old Tenet Presbyterian Church who got wrapped around her little finger. They did, because, you know, she had the natural blue eyes and the natural blonde hair. She was fairly thin, you know, in that regard. And so it was just one of those, she had that attitude, that mean girl, just, sort of thing. And then she was spoiled on top of that, because her mommy and daddy would buy her everything. Like, she'd look at something, I want this, and then she'd get it. Like, she didn't even have to ask for anything. She didn't have to work for anything. She could literally just, you know, tell her mommy or daddy and be like, I want that, and they'd buy it for her. I have no idea what that's like. Not then, not now. And so, you know, just anything she wanted, she'd just get. And so, you know, I tried to get to know her on a non-materialistic way, and there was just no way to, because that was the only thing she cared about, was what can be purchased. And so where other people, you know, could essentially have their friendships purchased, realistically, there's no loyalty in that regard. And she didn't understand that. And since I knew that type of person, I mean, there's males and females I've known over the years that are accustomed to that. And so, you know, by the time she moved to Old Tenet Presbyterian Church, it was one of those, please, you have no idea like, at all. I mean, she actually thought she was offending me by calling me a bitch. And then she got offended because I started laughing once she told me that she thought I was supposed to be offended. Because it was one of those, I was born in the year of the dog. Like, as a female, I've been calling myself a bitch by veterinary standards since I figured out that veterinary standards call a female dog a bitch. That was like kindergarten. And she didn't move into Old Tennant Presbyterian Church until either towards the end of elementary school or the beginning of middle school. It's like, please. You think I would be offended? And she did it in that there are those who know New Jersey and the specific type I'm talking about. She did this. She got a couple of females with her, and she was like, hey, watch what I'm gonna do. And I saw that when I was talking with some of the guys, and Jennifer White goes, yo, Susan, watch this. And I turn around and I look, and I'm like, yeah, what do you want, Jennifer? And she goes, watch this is gonna be so cool. This is gonna be so cool. She goes, Susan, you're a bitch. And like, that, whatever. And, the other females that were with her were like, oh, that was so cruel. You called her a bitch. Oh, wow. Oh, and I look at her and I just, okay. And when I said it like that, the other females were like, oh. And Jennifer looks at me and she goes, aren't you upset? I mean, like, seriously, aren't you upset? I just called you a bitch. Which is pretty much what I started doing, was just laughing. And she goes, why are you laughing? I just called you a bitch. You called me a what? You heard me. And she got all like... And I was like, so you called me a bitch? And she's like, yeah. Yo, what you gotta say about that? And her little lackeys. I look at the guys I was talking with, and they're just like, because they knew me. And so she got upset. And Jennifer White goes, no, Susan, I don't think you understand. I look at the guys, and the guys, this is weird. I look at them, I go, you're telling me. And so then Jennifer White goes, no, you are supposed to be upset because I called you a bitch. Which is pretty much what happened. Because it was one of those, okay, congratulations. Whatever, I'm gonna go hang out with the guys, coffee hours going on, so I want another cup of coffee. And no, you don't understand, Susan. Like, I just called you a bitch. Which is essentially again what happened. And then I realized, oh, and this is what I said. I looked at her and go, Jennifer, were you attempting to insult me by calling me a bitch? And she put her hands on her hip and she's like, yeah. Which is essentially what happened. Again, because it's just like, okay, do you feel special that you just called me a bitch? And then, yeah, like, her words, Jennifer White's were, yeah, because I'm hardcore like that. idea where I grew up walking around. At all. And it was one of those, oh, hold on. If I'm supposed to be offended, hold on. Hold on, I'm going to pretend to be offended. Hold on, just give me a second. The guys start laughing because they're like, ah, shit. They didn't laugh like that, but they started laughing. I go, hold on, Jennifer. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, hold on. What? And then I couldn't do it anymore because it was just one of those. So then she was offended because I started laughing at it. Her little lackeys were just like, Susan, you don't know. Like, she's Jennifer White. Okay. And that means what to me? And she goes, and one of them goes, it was Lauren Fugo. Susan, you just don't understand. She's Jennifer White. Okay. I don't care at all whatsoever. Or if you're gonna upset me, why don't you call me a name that, you know, I haven't been called or I haven't called myself. So then the three of them got into a little like huddle. I go and I walked off to go get some coffee. And while I was, you know, putting my creamer and my sugar in my coffee, then they went to turn around, which this was fantastic. And so they turned around because we were near the, it was catty corner to where the library was. So it was at a diagonal, not the hallway where there was the rooms and stuff, but I think it was actually the piano that was over there. And the three of them at the exact same time go and yell, Susan, you're such an asshole. And there was Pastor Mackenzie. So I just sat there stirring my coffee. They were very angry as Pastor Mackenzie started yelling at them for talking like that on church grounds. Pun intended, since, you know, they're called coffee grounds. And so, well, that was just not acceptable. That, to Jennifer White, that started her little feud. And it was one of those, okay, I don't care. Okay, I have better things to do. Okay, I don't care. And so she kept trying. And the more she kept trying to offend me, it was one of those, have you met my biological father? Like, have you ever talked with Mike? You should probably talk with Mike. You might learn something that might actually have some offensiveness to it. Otherwise, yeah, no. And so that upset her. Oh, that upset her. So then later, you know, we went through confirmation. And when it came to the halfway point of confirmation classes, I had 29 and a half of 30 hours for volunteer work over and done with. And my elective classes were taken care of because I made sure to go to my elective classes to make sure I could be done early. And when the halfway point came, which was essentially the Christmas drive-through, which I had been helping with for years by that point. Jennifer White got offended because I was telling her what to do. And do you know who I am? Yeah, you're Jennifer. You need to put that outfit on. No. I don't think you know who I am to tell me what to wear. I know you're Jennifer, and you're supposed to wear this because you're going to be in this scene for the drive-thru, and you're going to wear it, or you're not, and you're not going to be in the drive-thru, and then you're not going to get your volunteer hours. That's what I know. And she threw this fit. Do you know who my mom is? Do you know who my dad is? I am so special. So you're either going to wear that outfit, or you're not going to be in the drive-thru, and you're not going to get credit for it. Your choice. Not my rules. Lieutenant Presbyterian Church's rules, so, either you do it or you don't, and you don't get credit. And since it's almost the new year, you kind of need to get it done. Because there's only so many ways for you to earn your volunteer hours, and if you don't get it done, you're not going to graduate. So, what's your choice? I'm not going to deal with this. You don't know who I am. I am Jennifer White. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at her, I'm like, I don't care at all. Like, I have stuff to do and all this stuff. So then she asked me, well, you know what? How many volunteer hours do you have anyway for you to be in charge? 29 and a half. And by the time the drive-thru is over, I'll have about 45 hours of volunteer time. So are you going to put the outfit on, or are you going to continue to whine and complain and tell me that you think I should care when you know I'm not going to? And so then she threatened to tell on me to her mom and dad, which she did, and then, just garbage, just absolute garbage. And you don't know. So then she kept trying to be hood, but she couldn't, because she had to get the approval of her two little lackeys. Hold on, I'm gonna be so mean. Susan! Yo. And that was how she would do it, and it's like, you wouldn't last 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes. Where I've walked around, not even in one of the nicer areas that I've been walking around in. And when at that point in time, my reference for a nice area to walk around by myself in was Red Bank and Toms River, New Jersey. Just saying, there are those who understand those demographics. And that doesn't even go into Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. That obviously does not go into the 5 boroughs of New York. And so she got really upset. She got really, really upset. And then there was this point in time where these two guys, and I do mean males, these these two guys and then their little sister had lost their dad. He had gone on a whitewater rafting trip. And Jennifer White decided that it would be funny to cause problems, specifically to Nick, which was the eldest. And so he already had the worry and concern of taking care of his mom and his little sister. And not that he didn't try to help with his younger brother because he was the eldest, but Jennifer White just constantly went after him. And it was just one of those, why are you picking a favorite? All three of them lost their dad. They all three need the equal type of support, and realistically, in a lot of ways, Nick kind of needs a little extra support because he's taking on stuff that he shouldn't have to, but he's responsible, and he's a senior in high school or a junior, or whichever one it was at the time. He has a lot that he's got to deal with. You don't need to add to that sort of stuff. He's been going through enough as it is. What's wrong with you? And Jennifer White just did not want to have any of it. I was like, I don't care. I haven't had patience for you since you first started going to this church. You treating Nick differently because you have a crush on Evan and completely ignoring both of their little sister but making fun of her, that's not acceptable. And Nick actually had no idea at that time. Like, he had no idea because it was usually when it was just the females in the group that she would go and run her mouth. And it was one of those, don't let me hear you run your mouth. I don't care that you want to get with Evan at all. I don't care. Like, I really don't. And then her response was, yeah, well, you're friends with Greg, and you're friends with blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah. You mean I treat them like human beings because they are? Okay. How about you do the same? I mean, realistically, Greg has been dealing with stuff as far as his concern in reference to his dad and his mom. Nick is having similar stuff in a very different way, and you want to treat Evan differently because you have a crush on him, but it doesn't matter because you're still treating his older brother the way you're treating him. And they're all going through it. So instead of, being the way you are, why don't you take a look at yourself and realize that there's stuff that's bigger than you that's in the world going on. And it didn't get any better after that at all whatsoever. And then when it came to my Sweet 16/Bon Voyage party, my biological mother and biological father had chosen who I could and could not invite. So when word got around the church that I was having the Sweet 16/Bon Voyage party and only a couple people were invited, it was one of those, go talk to Mike and Anna. Because Patricia, my biological sister, has to have her Bon Voyage party the same night because instead of letting me have my Sweet 16 and then later have the Bon Voyage party, they're doing it all in one instead. And so because Patricia, my biological sister, is the favorite, she gets to have a bigger list of who's allowed in, whereas I don't. And so Jennifer, ironically, was upset that she wasn't invited. And it was one of those, okay, well, let me tell you something. Even if I had the room, I wouldn't invite you anyway. So don't feel that bad. And she got offended by that because it was just one of those, after the way you have treated me and after the way you have treated a bunch of individuals that I consider as friends and take care of, I don't think so. You best stop running your mouth. You don't want to find out the hard way the way Lauren fucking did. And just saying. It's not going to be a good way. It's not going to be good for you at all. And so, we just didn't get along. But yeah, since I saw that side, it was just one of those, well, I do remember Jennifer White and how lack of substance she really was. Irony of white car passing. Now, she could have changed and gotten better or whatever. I don't know though. I kind of feel like she probably kept up with that mommy and daddy buying everything sort of mentality. There are those who grew up in New Jersey, not necessarily just New Jersey, however, in New Jersey especially, that know that particular aspect where, you know, her mommy and daddy would take her to New York to go shopping when living in New Jersey. I know there are guys who understand that. There are guys who get that whole, so you live in New Jersey where it's cheaper to buy stuff, but you have to go to New York to buy it just because you can say that you bought it from New York. She was one of those. She was one of those, which then there are those who would very much understand why we didn't get along. Not at all. And since I wound up seeing Kelly Gann before winding up in Washington State, one of the things she had said was, my personality is very similar to the way it was before my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000, as she had remembered me, with the exception there were certain portions of my personality that were absolutely gone. It was like it never existed. And then the parts of my personality that she remembered that were there just got taken to a whole other level, extreme. And one of the references that she gave was in reference to how I am about justice. She knew how I was back before my head injury and was like, yeah, after my head injury, that just skyrocketed. And then as far as like defending individuals when I saw something that was wrong, just to another level and skyrocketed. And she was amazed because she was like, before my head injury, she had remembered, you know, certain aspects of that. But after my head injury, she was like, she had, you know, remembered, of course, in comparison. And she was just like, I knew you were justice driven. Wow. Like, that is a whole other level, and just wow. And so yeah, but then there were things that she remembered about my personality before my head injury, and Kelly Gann had said it literally, it was like it was never a part of me. She tried giving me examples, I don't remember what they are, but yeah. She actually remembered when I had earned my way to go to the governor's office because of the ocean contest, like coming up with a poster and stuff like that to like help the ocean and stuff like that. And she remembered that I had actually asked Christine Todd Whitman, the governor at the time, I mean, she wasn't there, but I had told her about it. And she had remembered me telling her, and she had brought up, she was like, yeah, I could see that. Just get the information, get the truth, elevate it so much compared to what was before my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000. And so if, as an example, certain individuals from New Jersey were upset about, first and foremost, the aspect of the Sweet 16 / Bon Voyage party, if they were honest with themselves, they'd remember how my biological sister was treated in comparison to me. And then, secondly, if they came at me after my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000 on top of which, and then were upset that I didn't remember them. If you didn't give me a reference point and you didn't make that much of an impact at that time, that's not my fault at all whatsoever. That's your fault for not giving me a good enough of a reference point. Realistically. So, that being said, you guys have a good one. Comment, like, share, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel. And you guys have a good one.